Guys, this is Amar and this is the poetry series. We're reading the book 101 Rhymes for Quirky Kids, and we've read 46 poems so far. Today we're going to read two because I did not read yesterday. Ideally, I read one poem a day, and we did not read yesterday. So today we're reading two poems. So the poem in this video is called Tree. It's on tree, and these are poems for kids. The goal of writing this book was to entertain kids as well as help them learn something about the idea. Cool. So this one is on tree. Tree. Let's see what this says. In our house, there's a big tree. In our house, there's a big tree. It's a guava tree, and it gives us guavas for free. In our house, there's a big tree. It's a guava tree, and it gives us guavas for free. In our house, there's a big tree. We just don't have one. We have a few. Actually, we have three. In a house, there's a big tree. In a house, there's a big tree. It's a guava tree, and it gives us guavas for free. In a house, there's a big tree. We just don't have one. We have a few. Actually, we have three. In a house, there's a big tree. The big one is a guava tree. The other two are grape and papayas. The other two are grape and papayas. We have quite a garden, you see. In a house, there's a big tree. In a house, there's a big tree. Right, that's the poem. Right, I don't have a big tree in my house. You can't have a tree inside a house. It's kind of weird. One should have a big garden, right? If you have a big garden, you can have a big tree. You can have a few big trees. So it's quite lucky to have that sort of a house where you have a big garden, where you have trees in your garden. It's nice. Who knows? One day. Cool. Let's read the poem. It's important to talk about trees, and we should plant more trees. We should encourage people to plant more trees. Trees should not be cut, because we are living in the age of global warming, and we should e-forest, not deforest. Cool. So tell your classmates, tell your parents, their friends, tell everybody not to cut trees. Cool. So let's read this poem a little faster. Tree. In a house, there's a big tree. It's a guava tree, and it gives us guavas for free. In a house, there's a big tree. We just don't have one. We have a few. Actually, we have three. In a house, there's a big tree. The big one is a guava tree. The other two, grape and papayas. We have quite a garden, you see. In a house, there's a big tree. In a house, there's a big tree. Cool, guys. That's the poem on tree, and that is the illustration. So at the end of every poem, there's an illustration. This one doesn't look like a guava tree. It just looks like a tree. Because guava trees, I've seen guava trees. At one point, I did have a guava tree in my house. I used to live in a different place in Gurgaon, and we had a guava tree. We had 2-3 trees in the back garden. Right? We don't have it anymore because the house where I live, there are no trees like. But this is not a guava tree. A guava tree is a little shorter, and they bear large guavas. Cool. But that's a tree. So that's a poem called Tree, and the next one makes sense is on flowers. So let's read the poem on flowers.